I have some really serious news this evening, and it all stems from Florida because we just got a new report from CBS News Miami that shows horrific conditions in the detention facility built in the Everglades, dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. And I just need to talk to you about it for a second. A Cuban reggaeton artist was arrested in Miami-Dade County, transferred to the Alligator Alcatraz facility, and now he's speaking out. He's reporting of severe human rights abuses at the facility, including lack of water. He hasn't been able to shower in 4 days, maggot contaminated food in their one meal a day that they received, lighting that stays on for 24 hours per day, 7 days a week, massive mosquitoes infestations. Remember, they're in the middle of a swamp in the middle of the Everglades. The confiscation of Bibles, with one guard telling an inmate that they don't have the right to religion there, denial of medical care. Folks, this is psychological and physical torture if true. And it is one of the most serious stories, not just of the day, but of the year, because people need to be talking about what's happening right now in this detention facility, which is dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava is demanding immediate transparency and oversight into the center, calling on Florida officials to grant the county monitoring access to the 3,000-bed facility. She urged and criticized the state over the secrecy surrounding the compound. The builders of the facility are top donors to Ron DeSantis, who secured tens of millions of dollars in no-bid emergency contracts that have allowed them to engage in this pay-for-play regime with the DeSantis administration. And not enough people are talking about it right now, so I will. Before I continue, please consider subscribing to support my work by clicking the button below to my Substack or sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron-Harness. That's not all the news right now. The Epstein files are in the news once again. Elon Musk is now questioning Donald Trump's credibility, demanding that he release the Epstein files, saying, quote, "How can people be expected to have faith in Trump if he won't release the files?" He also claimed that Steve Bannon, Donald Trump's former senior advisor and close confidant, is named in the Epstein files. Trump dismissed questions about Epstein, saying, quote, "Are you still talking about Epstein?" Despite the fact that the public wants answers. Those within his own party, Republicans, want answers. They don't believe what the Trump administration is putting out right now regarding the Epstein files. Meanwhile, in addition, Trump mocked essentially wind energy, claiming Chinese President Xi Jinping told him China has, quote, "very few wind farms," and calling wind power tremendously expensive and very ugly. Trump further suggested a federal takeover of Washington, D.C. governance, stating, "We want a capital that's run flawlessly, and it wouldn't be hard for us to do it." Folks, if Donald Trump takes control of Washington, D.C., I may actually have to move out of the city. So we'll see what happens next. There is chaos and response after ICE raids in Southern California have left behind abandoned personal property, cars, lawnmowers, vending carts, and tools. People were detained without warning, creating logistical and emotional burdens for families. The Santa Ana Police Department is actively working to help reconnect people with work tools, vehicles, and possessions. This afternoon, the United States Supreme Court handed the Trump administration a major win, allowing the Trump administration to move forward with federal reorganization efforts and mass firings across the federal government. This was an 8-1 decision with Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, the lone dissenter. Roy Cooper, the former governor of North Carolina, is set to enter a highly contested Senate race in North Carolina, one of the closest Senate races in 2026. This is a major win for Democrats, assuming he enters potentially as soon as this week. We'll see what happens next. Elon Musk's AI chatbot Grok is drawing significant criticism after a recent update led to responses echoing far-right talking points, minimizing past nuance around minorities, and endorsing language that many consider discriminatory and anti-Semitic. Donald Trump's tip tax promise has fallen short. His no tax on tips promise fell flat as his new bill only allows limited deductions up to $25,000 phased out for higher earners and excluding undocumented workers. Donald Trump is escalating his trade war with massive new tariffs threats, saying that up to 200% on foreign pharmaceuticals and up to 50% on imported copper, warning that no further extensions past August 1st. And finally, a federal appellate court has blocked the FTC's click-to-cancel rule, which would have required companies to let consumers cancel subscriptions using the same method that they sign up with, such as online, without forced phone calls or lengthy chats. That's all the news right now. If you want to support my work, subscribe to my Substack by clicking the button below, or send that one-time donation to support via Venmo to Aaron-Parnas, and I'll see you in the morning.